This episode of Dorking Out is brought to you by Shock because oh my god! Oh my god.
Houston, flight is go.
Mila, let's go. SPM, safety contact.
From Assignment X, Amalgamated Storytelling, and thesoniashow.com, it's Dorking Out with Sonia Mansfield and Christopher Allen Smith.
Welcome to episode 36 of Dorking Out, a podcast for people who like to dork out about stories in the stories and pop culture that we love. Have we got a doozy for you tonight? That means movies and TV, which both come into play, books and podcasts, and everywhere else you find stories that interest you. This is the What Did I Just See at the Oscars edition. With me today is my professional writer and author co-host, Sonia Mansfield.
Hey there.
Hello.
With me today is my co-host, Emmy Award-winning filmmaker and nerd author, La La Land.
No, wait.
Wait, I'm sorry.
A bit of a mistake.
I'm looking on the card here, and it says Christopher Allen Smith. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Right. So, we are coming to you from the palatial abode of Sonia Mansfield, high atop a hill in San Francisco, California. This is the first episode we're recording together side by side.
We have never recorded an episode in the same room together.
We can't stand each other.
We hate each
If the
other's
truth
guts.
can be told, sweet Christmas, we do not like each other.
Boy, this is agony.
But I'm in the Bay Area, and I couldn't pack my mic, and there's no other microphones in the entire Bay Area that could be used to do this.
It was really awkward. I felt obligated to invite him to my Oscar party, and
That's
he
right.
felt obligated to accept. And now we're here recording.
Because of obligations.
Yes.
So, speaking of obligations, Warren Beatty tonight. What? Holy cow. All right. You know what?
All right. Should we recap a little bit for people?
For people who for some reason love movies, love our podcast,
Listening to a podcast about it.
but don't know what happened at the Oscars. Stan, this one's just for you. So, we've had our famous Oscar pool that we've been going on and on about.
For almost 30 years, we've been doing this.
That's right. Tonight, Sonia Mansfield, for the first time in many years, beat me.
Yes.
And you would
I beat you 17
to
out of 24
to whatever I got.
16.
To 0.
Oh, no, wait. You know what? I think I only got 16 because I didn't change it after. I didn't change it after the oops
All right. So
and Best Picture. So let me count again.
So while Sonia Mansfield tries to count to 24, we're going to talk about the Oscars. The Oscars
16.
is pretty
16 out of 24.
the
That means you got 15 out of 24.
That's the only thing we're talking about. We differed in one category, which we thought was going to be the most dramatic category of the night.
Little did we know. So
Documentary,
naive.
documentary short subject. Sonia went with White Helmets
Yes.
because of
I'm smart.
the humanitarian aspect of it. You know,
I've also heard of it.
war and whatnot. I went with Joe's Violin because it had to do with music and the Holocaust, which is usually a good bet, but it doesn't matter because Moonlight won documentary short subject. So
what happened in Best Picture was Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway were presenting the award for Best Picture. And he opens the envelope, and there's this really long, like, awkward pause.
And you think he's being this,
and you
I'm going to
think-
be an actor
yeah.
and be cute on stage, which every actor
Yeah.
who gives Best Picture does. Every time they do this long, stupid, look at me, this
Yeah.
is my moment in the sun pause. Julia Roberts, you know what we're talking about.
So they do their thing, and he looks at it, and he looks kind of like, and he takes his time, and then he's like, it's La La Land, and this doesn't seem like a very big surprise. And then all the people from La La Land get up on stage, and like 3 of the producers like start giving their speeches, and then
And then
you start seeing commotion kind of behind them.
what's great is and a lot of people on the film sets know this, and a lot of people on just regular video sets know this, is usually on a set, there's kind of two types of people. I myself fall into the second type, and you're going to see where I'm going. So I feel confident in saying this. There's the on-camera talent that are usually pretty svelte, pretty, or pretty handsome. They've got their stuff together. And then there's the big, fat crew guys with bad hair. Their clothes aren't so great. They really know sound, or they really know the camera.
And which are you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're as talented.
Which am I?
They're as obviously
I'm Warren Beatty.
Exactly. So now they're usually really skilled, they just don't look all that great. They're kind of as skilled in sound or camera as the actors are in acting, but they're just, they're behind the camera, so why bother? Anyway, so Warren Beatty says this, and then you see the big guys with their earphones,
their
with their
mics and
headphones
stuff.
still on, rushing out, grabbing every envelope on stage and looking at it. Then, after 3 or 4 of these La La Land producers
awkward.
have given their speeches, and they really, and you can tell people really do prepare these speeches, because they just went off. It's like they had the speeches chambered.
Yeah, like here's to the fools who dream. And,
that's right, and they had all the thing, and then
keep dreaming.
Well,
because you didn't really win.
That's right. So they run out and they say, "Hey, no, sorry, Moonlight won. La La Land didn't win. Moonlight won." Now here's the thing: what makes tonight very interesting is it solves a 25-year-old-ish mystery. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to start a new mystery that's going to last until who knows when.
Right.
The 25-year-old mystery that it solves is, for years, there's been a rumor going around Hollywood that Marissa Tomei, winning Best Supporting Actress in
My Cousin Vinny,
which she was great in, but it was just kind of like, it was kind of a surprise that she got nominated.
Yeah.
And then when she won, it was like, what? For years, there's been a rumor that her name was read incorrectly.
Yes.
By, I can't even remember who.
I think it was Jack Palance, right?
Jack Palance, that's right. And that she never really won. And for years, the accounting firm that counts the Oscar ballots has always said, no, if anybody ever reads the wrong name or says the wrong name, we will literally rush out on stage and correct them on the air.
Right.
It's like, all right, whatever. Well,
they did.
Tonight they did it. Tonight it happened.
We should tell what really happened here in the house. So, So, I really care about the Oscars. This one, no joke when I say I lose my mind for the Oscars. Like, I really care. I want to watch them.
Right.
Last year, our TV actually broke the day before the Oscars, and my husband went out and bought a brand new TV the day before the Oscars. So I was like, we cannot not have a TV when the Oscars are on. So our year-old TV tonight, they're like, and the winner is, and the TV started acting it got darker and darker, and by the time the people were giving their here's to the fools who dream and all that,
it crashed.
The TV was crashing out, and then we were getting a little bit of sound, so it was a little bit of no joke, Moonlight won.
Really won.
And now I'm in my seat and I'm freaking out. I'm
right.
rocking back and forth.
That's right.
I've got my hands on my head, fix the TV, fix the TV, because it's this huge thing is happening and I'm missing it.
Basically, the biggest Oscar moment of the last 50 years is blowing up. This is and
my TV's whoa, I guess it's time to shut down. I'm I will kill this TV.
What's spectacular about it, and I have to give you television credit for truly perfect dramatic timing, is as the last couple awards were starting to be given out, there would be these weird error messages that were popping up on the TV, Google Play has stopped responding. the program guide has frozen or something like. Just,
yeah, and we were like, who cares? Who cares? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Error code 4512. And it was just like, all right, whatever. Just keep clicking OK.
Right.
And then right at the dramatic moment, it's like the television knew.
It's like it's a Hollywood ending from my TV.
And then it was just like, oh, so what's going to happen now is Sonia and David, friend of the show, are going to get a new television tomorrow. And this television is going to go like in their bedroom or somewhere. I don't know. Maybe their son Calvin is going to have a brand new big TV in his room.
I doubt it.
The point is, this television is being fired.
This TV just made my list.
Right.
My S list, if you will.
So I teased a little bit. Tonight's Oscar solved one 25-year-old mystery, but I'm telling you now, it's going to start a new mystery. Here's the new mystery. What Warren Beatty said tonight is the reason that he read La La Land is because he opened the envelope and inside was a card that said Emma Stone, La La Land. The card announcing her Best Actress. So if that's the case, where was the card in the Best Actress envelope when she was announced moments before as the Best Actress?
So you don't think there's just two cards?
I think that's very strange. Why would there be two? Why would they print out two cards? It just feels weird.
I don't know.
See, that is very strange. Why would you have two cards and one of them would show up in the Best Picture envelope? So
yeah,
that's
I don't
weird. But then they did have the Best Picture card there for Moonlight.
Right.
So there's that.
So did they have two? Because they had.
So what was in Emma Stone's envelope?
Right.
Which if it's Emma Stone, if her envelope.
Well, I think this is
contained her
obvious. We need Serial season 3
or
to
something.
take this on.
That's right. So what was it? What was the envelope in Emma Stone's? Or what was the card in Emma Stone's Best Actress envelope? And if that was the correct envelope, which apparently it was, how did another card with Emma Stone's name on it get into the Best Picture envelope? It's just bizarre.
Look, I just think what's important here is you're burying the lead, which is you lost the Oscar pool.
No.
If I got 16 out of 24, that means you got 15 out of 24. That might be like, that's pretty low for you.
It's not that low. I think last year it was 13 or it was 12.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because you don't remember, because last year you still lost to me. I think you got 11 last year.
Yeah, I really blew it last year.
I think I beat you.
You know why? Last year I had a hard time like closing off my heart and yeah.
Anyway, point is
you
smacks.
lost.
Point is I lost, but boy did we all win.
Oh, and we didn't even win, either of us.
Yes.
The In This House Oscar pool.
That's right. So
we were beaten by one.
Last year I wrote a blog entry, how to win your Oscar pool, and then I guess I technically did win my Oscar pool last year. This year I got trounced. Last year Sonia did so poorly that she may as well have just flipped a coin every time.
I shouldn't have done all those write-in votes.
Right. So, the point is, this is our last Oscar special for Dorking Out. Because it's time to admit it, Sonia. We don't know what we're doing when it comes to
We really do. I think what we talked about, though, in the last podcast, though, I think this really came into play. We talked about how Oscars really opened up their voting and that a lot of the old rules weren't going to apply anymore.
True. That's true.
And I think we saw a little bit of that tonight. Like, where was I? I was going to point out. There's just a couple of them where I was like, well, that's different. That's different. You know, like I don't know, like the sound mixing and the sound editing didn't go kind of the way that, although Arrival's really good and it really deserved to win.
And there was an awful lot of spectacular sound editing, and so that the Arrival actually did.
Seeing like Hacksaw Ridge win for film editing.
That was that's just so,
because honestly, usually film editing ties to Best Picture. So like if Moonlight had won film editing,
Right.
it would not have been a surprise to see Moonlight win.
Right.
But and La La Land didn't win film editing either. So but you're like, no, Hacksaw Ridge isn't going to win Best
Yeah,
Picture.
exactly.
But
Hacksaw
like,
Ridge is
that's
not
one
gonna
of
win
those
Best Picture,
things.
so it's just
It's
all
just
over
one
the
of those
place.
things. And like, the SAG Awards went to Denzel Washington. So Denzel Washington became the favorite for Best Actor. He didn't win. Casey Affleck won.
Yeah. You know what I bet happened? I bet a bunch of people had already written in Casey Affleck.
They saw Fences and they were like, no.
Well, no, what I mean is, I think what happened is a bunch of people already voted for, kind of like what happens in elections sometimes, is if you can get people to come out and vote early,
right,
you can stack up votes,
right,
even if someone else, another candidate who shall remain nameless, ends strong. They can actually you can end up still winning, even though on election day or near election day, or in this case, the end of the Oscar balloting,
right,
somebody else has the momentum.
I'm kind of surprised, like Casey Affleck's performance and Denzel Washington's performance. It's weird to like rank like movies and performances, but that's what we're doing here. So like Casey Affleck's performance is so understated and so like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dour.
Internal or
Yes,
something.
internal. Well,
and like Denzel Washington's is like the most Oscar baity, like obvious, like, and I never learned to read, like that sort. Like, I mean, you could have picked any scene from Fences, and it would be like the most like Oscar clippy thing you've ever seen.
Yeah,
and that's fine. It's a fine movie. I liked it. It's fine. But like, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't pick it and that they went with Casey Affleck.
I and this is where I got to say, and in a moment we're going to kind of run down some of the other winners, because actually the best movie of the year did get an Oscar, but we're going to get to that in a second. This, for me, this is another example of the Oscars.
Are you going to talk about Suicide Squad? Is
No,
that what you mean?
that's right.
Okay.
This is another example of how the Oscars is a fundamentally ridiculous exercise, in that it makes you pick one movie and pits movies against each other, but
when they're all just in like such different
when they're
things,
all in such
it's like,
different
how
categories.
do you compare Moonlight and La La Land?
Because here's what I would say is, one of the knocks you hear is, it's ridiculous to give awards to pieces of art and rank them and all that stuff. I don't think it is ridiculous to give awards to pieces of art, because
says someone who's won an award.
That's right. No, sorry. I'm sorry.
Two.
That's right. Thank you. It is meaningful to give great art awards, but what they should be doing is acknowledging, here out of 550 movies that are released theatrically every year, these are the 10 best for this year.
Well,
they all get recognized.
Like at the end, Jimmy Kimmel's all, can't we give them all awards?
Exactly.
Because at this point, they almost have.
That's right.
And he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. Well, let's take a look at this. So Casey Affleck wins. This note came up in one of our favorite podcasts, the Pop Culture Happy Hour, which is Casey Affleck is giving a true film acting performance. It's quiet, it's internal, it's very subdued. It's not something that would play on a stage.
Right.
It plays only in the movies, only with a huge 40-foot screen to watch it on. Denzel Washington's performance is fantastic, but it's doing something completely different. And having these two things go at each other just makes no sense. Casey Affleck should win. Denzel Washington should win, because they are both playing at the top level of acting. They're just, the roles that they take on just have two completely opposing requirements. So again, to go into Best Picture, La La Land and Moonlight are two completely different things. They're going in two completely different directions. They both reveal and examine something very important and meaningful and great about the human condition. So to say that Moonlight is better than La La Land or whatever is just ridiculous. All of these movies, essentially, I'm of the opinion and I've said this before, I said it last week, and I'll say it again at some point, I'm sure. Everything that got nominated should get an award, which brings us to the most appropriate Oscar of the night, Ezra Edelman, winning for OJ, Made in America, Best Documentary. It got the award, so ta-da! Pardon me, excuse me while I burp into the mic. Ta-da! The best movie of the year got an Oscar, so there you go.
Yeah. That's a really good movie.
So
for sure.
Do you want to
Should we do a little rundown?
Yeah, let's do a rundown to show how all over the place tonight's Oscars were.
So Best Picture went to Moonlight.
Apparently.
I had La La Land. You also had La La Land. I'm fine, but Moonlight's an awesome movie, so that's great.
Yeah.
Best Director went to Damien Chazelle for La La Land.
Which is...
in theory.
I can't... Well, actually, yeah, that's right. I can't... The way that the Oscars are breaking up now, like La La Land gets all these nominations, but the winners are all over the place. Okay, sorry, keep going.
That's okay.
Best Actor.
Best Actor, Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea. We both had Denzel Washington.
That's right. Even though Casey Affleck was a very strong contender.
I actually almost changed it this morning, but didn't.
Me too.
Actress in a leading role was Emma Stone for La La Land.
Right.
We both had that correct.
Apparently, she also won Best Picture.
Actor in a supporting role, Mahershala Ali for Moonlight.
Right.
Best Actress in a supporting role, the only sure thing of the night.
That's right.
Viola Davis for Fences.
Which it is a lead actress role.
100%.
But they kind of gamed the system, which my heart goes out to them. And if I were in her position, given her track record and experience with the Oscars, I would have done exactly what her representation did, which is put her into the Best Supporting Actress role, because a lot of times the competition is not seen as being as fierce as in the Best Actress role.
Right.
And she had already been burned, I think twice, once in Best Actress, up against Meryl Streep.
Right.
So, yeah.
She didn't want to do that again.
Exactly. She didn't want to do that again.
Best foreign language film went to The Salesman, which we both got right, and had probably the most appropriate political speech of the night.
Didn't see it. The night's second biggest tragedy is that Star Trek Beyond did not get Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
Now, it's weird
Star Trek has yet again been shut out of the Academy Awards, and as a lifelong Trekker, I, for one, am getting tired of Oscar so not Trek.
I can't believe that we can say Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
That's right.
It seems wrong to me.
Well, you've been pulling for it for months now, and you
No,
finally got
I
your
really
Oscar,
haven't.
Mansfield.
I don't
So
like that movie,
I hope
and
you're
I got
happy.
it wrong, so I'm not happy. Cinematography went to La La Land, which we both got correct.
That's right.
Film editing went to Hacksaw Ridge, which we both got wrong.
What? Speaking as an Emmy Award-winning editor, what? All right.
I don't know how you win film editing and you don't win Best Picture. It seems weird to me.
I do understand how you kind of split it up, and this is an extreme example of, director goes to one thing, Best Picture goes to another thing, Best Editing goes to a third thing. What I don't understand is why. I'm almost wondering why Hacksaw Ridge is even nominated.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. It is the only of the Best Picture nominees I haven't seen.
It's good. But it's not. Yeah.
But it's not that good.
It's not
Best Picture good.
It's not Best Picture good, and it's not Best Edit. I'm baffled.
Yeah.
All right.
Short film live action went to Sing, which we both got wrong.
Which I thought was a middling animated movie about singing pigs, but what do I know?
Yeah. Sound mixing went to Hacksaw Ridge, which we also got wrong.
Thought it was going to go to La La Land.
Yes. Visual effects went to The Jungle Book,
which is a movie that David Tracy's company did not work on.
Yes, but he gave me
the podcast.
But he gave me the inside scoop that it was going to be the winner, and he was right.
You know what I find interesting is his company worked on Deepwater Horizon.
Yes.
Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. Rogue One. Mm-hmm. Kubo and the Two Strings. Yep. And the only movie in the visual effects category that they did not work on was The Jungle Book.
Yes, but his boss did win the scientific
something.
Oscar this year, so he still got an Oscar.
No one cares about the nerd Oscars. Sonia.
Okay.
We love you, David.
But no one cares about
I
the
love you.
nerd Oscars, apparently.
That's right. I love you more than Sonia does, David.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
I'm insufferable.
You are. Original score went to La La Land. That was not a
Right.
surprise. Original song went to City of Stars from La La Land.
Great.
Also not a surprise.
Sound editing.
Sound editing went to Arrival.
Which almost always goes to the war movie, which is why we picked
Hacksaw Ridge. But Hacksaw Ridge won sound mixing.
which just doesn't make any sense.
It's ruining
It's all
everything.
over the place. Best-
Original screenplay went to Manchester by the Sea.
which
This-
is
not surprising.
which is a screenplay 90% consisting of
people crying.
I don't even know the name of Casey Affleck's character, but interior.
Yeah.
Bob sits in his seat quietly, staring at the wall and stewing. Exterior,
I'm sorry, but
daytime,
I truly believe
winter. Bob walks down
that
the
Hell or High
street.
Water was
Cool. Yes.
the better contender here.
Which Hell or High Water? That's that guy's, and you can tell how much research I've done. That's his first screenplay.
Was it
His
Taylor
first-
Sheridan?
Probably
That sounds right.
his first completed screenplay. Hell or High Water.
I'm wasting my life. Adapted screenplay, Moonlight.
Yep.
Costume design went to Fantastic Beasts, Somewhere to Find
You know what?
Them.
That should have told us something right there.
That is the one that when we lost that one, I was like,
oh,
our night's not going to go very well.
This is going to be weird. that was the return still haven't come in from Florida
Yeah.
situation of tonight. It was the thing that we should have known meant a tidal wave is coming, but we just didn't recognize what was on the horizon.
We got documentary feature, which was OJ.
Made in America. Okay, so there's some tiny amount of justice in the world.
Documentary short subject is where you and I disagreed. I got
That's
it
right.
right with the white helmets.
Which is why she
is
won.
victorious.
This one right here.
I don't want to brag, but I'm going to brag. I'm better. Production design went to La La Land. Animated feature went to Zootopia. These were not surprises. And animated short went to Piper.
As friend of the pod, David Tracy, said during tonight's telecast, never bet against Disney in this category.
Yes.
And I think he might be right, because when's the last time a movie that was not Disney and not Pixar won this category?
I actually don't know because I don't remember what won last year. But we watched the animated shorts the other night. And a few of them are quite good. The Blind Vyasha is really good. And Pearl is really, really good. I actually debated changing mine at the last second.
I wish
because
you
I
had.
thought Pearl was pretty good, and I thought, oh, they might go for it. But Piper's really cute, so yeah, I see it. What did you think about Jimmy Kimmel?
I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was really funny. You know, one of the things that kind of bums me, there's a certain kind of typecasting for various things. One of the ways that Hollywood is really stupid, just really, truly dumb, is oftentimes a performer will come on the scene, they'll get famous for something, and then for the rest of their career, no matter what else they do, no matter what else they try, no matter how many other ways they're successful, they get painted with this whatever thing. Jimmy Kimmel came onto the scene with The Man Show, which I never really watched, but it got this kind of ridiculous reputation, I'm sure most of it which was earned. And he's always been kind of looked down upon since then. I thought he was fantastic, and he's been really funny on his show. Every time I watch it, I'm reminded, like, oh yeah, gosh, he's really super funny. and then I'll forget about his show until the next viral clip goes around to remind me. I thought he was unbelievably funny. Watching him mess around with Matt Damon.
All the Matt
my
Damon
God.
stuff makes me laugh
Right.
so hard. And when he came out with Ben Affleck, and it was like Ben Affleck and Guest.
And then
He keeps playing the music every time he tries to talk. So funny. And Jimmy Kimmel walking down the aisle, and Matt Damon trips him.
That's right.
And I just think it's really funny every time.
It really is. It is by far my favorite running joke in pop culture. now.
It's so funny. I have kind of the same people come over every year for the Oscar party, and I told you this story earlier, but I'm going to tell it again. A couple years ago when Seth MacFarlane hosted,
Right.
Seth MacFarlane played very well in this house. We actually really liked him and thought he was funny. And he's a song and dance man. We enjoyed it. We didn't super love the we saw your boobs song, but we actually really liked him. We thought he was really funny, and then and enjoyed the show. And then the next day woke up and was like, oh, we're supposed to be outraged. He's terrible.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm we're recording this now, and I'm I thought Jimmy Kimmel did a solid job. I would think that he could come back next year for sure, but I'm a little worried that tomorrow morning we're going to wake up and discover that we're supposed to be outraged about something.
What? That's the thing, is I'm definitely getting to the point where I am not, when it comes to the internet, I'm just not listening to you anymore. You're the
I don't have time to be outraged.
I don't have time to be this mad at something. There's that saying in activist circles that if you're not angry, you're not paying attention. No. If I'm not angry, sometimes I'm just not angry, and I don't need to walk around in a 24-hour rage all the time.
I like the mean tweets a lot, by the way. I thought that was really funny, but I think that's always funny.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
I don't know why the Oscars are so obsessed with feeding everybody. Yeah. I don't know when that became the running gag that we have to have every year about feeding the celebrities.
Right.
We're going to order pizza. We're going to drop food
on them.
Yeah.
6 times.
We're going to sell candy bars. We're going to,
right,
and the Emmys do it too. Here's the kids from Stranger Things, and they're going to sell things too. And I'm why is this a thing?
Nobody cares about the Emmys.
Says the Emmy winner.
That's right. How many times can he mention it on tonight's show?
Oh my God.
No, but seriously, they don't care. Yeah, I don't know. So actually, here's a little research for David's theory that Disney never loses. So the Academy Award list for Best Animated Feature.
Feature or short or
feature?
Okay, feature.
It's been around since 2001, the Oscars of 2001. Shrek won away. Spirited Away, which I believe was distributed by Disney in this country.
Yeah.
In America. Then there was Finding Nemo.
Right.
Pixar, Disney. The Incredibles, Pixar, Disney. Wallace and Gromit. But here's the thing. It was up against Corpse Bride and Howl's Moving Castle. Okay, so I guess there's Disney losing, but that's a Miyazaki lose.
Yeah.
Not exactly a... Oh, look at this. 2006, Happy Feet beat Cars and Monsters House. Then...
By the way, none of those are movies that, really set the world on fire.
Exactly.
Unless you ask my 5-year-old, then
That's
it's
right.
Cars.
Then there's Ratatouille, 2007.
Yeah.
WALL-E, 2008. Up 2009. Toy Story 3, 2010. Then there's Rango, 2011. Here's the thing.
Rango.
No Disney.
Here's the thing. No one talks about Rango.
Here's the thing. No Disney movie was nominated. No Pixar movie was nominated in 2011.
Maybe none came out in 2011?
I think none came out in 2011. Don't check my math at home. So the point is, somebody else can win if Pixar or Disney doesn't even play. Then it's
if they take the year off.
That's right. Then it's back to Brave 2012, Frozen 2013, Big Hero 6 2014, Inside Out 2015, and then Zootopia.
Yeah, there you go.
2016. So holy cow, yeah, you're right. Don't ever bet against Disney when it comes to animation.
Yeah.
which comes as a surprise for no. I just thought that was an interesting.
David
tangent.
is he's a smart guy.
He is a smart guy.
He's handsome and smart.
Unfortunately, he works for the Chaos Group,
And unfortunately,
which was not working on the Jungle Book
Yeah.
that came out from Disney this year, which is why they didn't win.
he's very smart, except for maybe his choice of wife.
That's right. I think we can all.
We can
commiserate
all
about-
agree. about
Actually,
that.
wait a minute. You know what? I'm not going to make any mention of wives on this podcast. You know what? Let's talk about something else. So,
I loved your wife's status about the Oscars too. Where she said, well, that was awkward.
That's right.
So, that about sums it up.
that was holy smokes crazy. So that is our impression of the Oscars. It was all over the place. There's a lot of, we're getting this out so quickly that these are our initial impressions.
These are our hot takes.
This is our hot take. Who knows the tidal wave of freak out that is A, going on the internet right now, and B, going to be washing over pop culture tomorrow.
Literally, like the show just ended. Like,
half an hour, or about an hour ago.
yeah. So we have like no idea what's going on in the rest of the world.
Other than lots of people on Twitter saying, holy!
yeah.
And then we're not going to say that.
And then freaking out about, and then the conspiracy theories.
Oh, the conspiracy theories. They're going
They're
to
gonna
be
be
so
coming.
sweet.
I think we all know the real winner here was Lion.
That's right. So is this what Warren Beatty is going to be known for now?
Poor Warren Beatty.
I don't
this
know.
This is not Warren Beatty's fault.
This is not Warren Beatty's fault, but this
Well, he
feels
didn't
like
even
the kind
announce
of thing...
it, did he?
No,
She did.
No, he didn't, but he did that Weisenheimer long
Yeah.
take, and he looked, and
But like, she's the one who announced it.
she is, but I think he kind of prodded her to it. And, you know, his movie came out this last year. What was it?
Rules Don't Apply.
Rules Don't Apply, which is, what is
What a
that?
stupid name.
He's been making that movie for 15 years. 15 years ago, he was in one of the worst movies of all time, Town and Country.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It was a train wreck of that year. Warren Beatty hasn't been relevant for pop culture for
When did
25
Bullworth
years?
come out?
late 90s. So, yeah, 20 years. Before that, it was Dick Tracy, which was kind of like...
Well, he made Bugsy.
He made Bugsy? Actually, no. Here's the thing. He starred in Bugsy.
Yeah.
He didn't write it, and he didn't direct it.
I couldn't remember if he directed it or not.
No,
No,
so-
it was Barry Levinson.
Barry
huh?
Levinson.
Yeah.
So, yeah, is this going to be... I mean, Warren Beatty has already done enough
That's
work.
not what he's going to be remembered for.
For this generation, for my son, for Harrison's generation, Warren Beatty is going to be the buffoon that blew it at the Oscars.
Then that's on you for being a bad parent for not showing him Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde was good for its time, but I mean, are we really going to say that
It's a good movie.
it's a good movie? But and I understand what it did, and I understand the influence it had. But it's one of those movies that
This is
breaks
on
ground.
you for not showing him Ishtar.
See, that's another Warren Beatty.
That's a nice
ego out of
that is
control.
A nice '80s joke for everybody right there.
That's right.
A nice Ishtar joke
For
for
all-
all of our senior listeners.
That's right. For all of you stalling out in middle management, wondering what's happened to your career, waiting, counting the days for 10 years from now when you can retire, that joke is tailor-made for you.
What's the deal with Ishtar? Why is it so bad?
Man. So, was there anything else that you have to say about the Oscars before we wrap this up and get back to our regularly scheduled podcast?
Oh, do we
of
have
next
more?
week.
Oh, next week.
Next week.
We have more tonight?
Here's the thing. Next week, we're going to be talking about Logan,
Yes.
which the early buzz is ridiculous about. So go see Logan next week so you can listen to us talk
Yeah.
about it next
And
Sunday.
I think we're going to talk about Get Out.
we're also going
right?
to talk about Jordan Peele's Get Out,
Yes.
which looks fantastic. And you
And
talk
it's
about
got-
me,
100%.
which actually, you know what? Here, keep talking.
He's gonna look it up.
I'm
But
gonna look it
last I checked,
Last I
it
checked,
had
it
a
did have
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's right.
Even Pixar can't get that number.
That's right.
So
Toy Story. Right now, Get Out
Yeah.
has a 100%. Here's the thing. This is kind of amazing. And then we're going to talk about it next week. It has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has
He's going to tell us.
136 reviews.
This doesn't happen.
This
doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen where a movie with that many reviews has a perfect 100% score. B, it also doesn't happen for a horror movie.
Yeah.
It never horror movies you traditionally take off you add 20 points because critics hate horror movies.
Right.
Why
look up a movie that like people would consider perfect. Look up Casablanca.
You know what? Here's the thing. So what we need so Casablanca. Now Casablanca might have a 100%, but the thing with
it's all retroactive.
Right. With Rotten Tomatoes, it's retroactive, so
is it?
Yeah, but 97%. Casablanca has a 97%.
I'm just saying Get Out is obviously better than Casablanca. That's all I'm saying.
That's right. All critics 74 Casablanca had 74 reviews.
Because back in the day when Rotten Tomatoes existed, back in the 30s and 40s.
That's right. See, yeah, the thing is
they only had like 70 critics. So
yeah, the open secret about Rotten Tomatoes is any movie that came out before Rotten Tomatoes came out has an inflated score because critics tend to, when they write about movies of years gone by that are being re-released or whatever, to be kinder to it. You don't want to be the guy that takes a bat to Godfather on its 30th re-release.
Right.
Because then you just like a tool. You look
what
like
about
a tool
like a Toy Story 2 or 3?
So here's the thing. Toy Story 3 is actually pretty famous. Hold on.
For getting like a 30 or 35. No,
for getting nearly 100%.
Yeah.
But I think there was one critic that got a huge amount of hate because he was the one guy. Toy Story 3, 99%.
Yeah, and there's like one guy.
And
What's he from? What's he from?
Critics, 209. There is one guy, actually.
Who's the one guy?
I don't know, but it'll be difficult to find here. But there is the guy that...
Is he from Bear Bart News?
No, I don't know where he's from. There's one contrarian guy that I actually took a deep dive into this guy's reviews who gave a bad review to Toy Story 3 because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And he's like... He hates everything.
Oh,
and
that's his thing.
Well, his thing seems to be... I got to find it. Maybe we should talk about it next year.
Okay.
Oh, Ryan Ghibli, the New Statesman. I don't know if this is the guy. But he's one of these guys that gives movies that most critics hate big scores and movies that most people love low scores. He's like the ultimate... So
he super loves like a Transformer movie.
Yes,
and then,
yes,
okay.
That's his deal. He'll love a Transformers movie or he'll love like some Rob Schneider movie and then he'll go after Toy Story 3 or Hidden Figures or something like that.
How does a dude like that sleep at night? That's disgusting.
I don't know. Under a pile of hateful retweets, I would assume.
I would assume so
too. Yeah.
He prints out all his hate mail.
The point is, this is a hugely long way to say, go see Get Out because we're going to be talking about it because apparently it's great.
Yes.
And you know what? Now I'm wondering, let's tie this back to the Oscars before we wrap up the show.
Yeah.
With a score like that, is Get Out probably one of the nominated films for Best Film of the 2017?
I don't know. Script for sure, right?
Something, I don't know.
Right?
I mean, it's got to get something.
If it's got 100%, it's got to be at least screenplay.
Something.
For sure.
Jeremy Heilman.
It'd be really hard, though, how do you deny it?
I don't know. Jeremy Heilman from MovieMartyr.com said,
you know what?
At best, Toy Story 3 stands as a refinement of Toy Story 2, a movie which was an unnecessary sequel to begin with. So not only does this guy go after Toy Story 3.
He craps all over 2, which might be the best one of the 3. What a jerk.
You know what?
What a bad person. He's a bad person
Jeremy
with a cold,
Heilman,
dead heart.
You know what? No, I like Jeremy because if he's going to go down taking a bat to everything, he is Butch Cassidy running out into the waves of gunfire.
No.
Because he refuses
Toy Story
to dial
3
up.
sucks. Toy Story 2 sucks. And so does Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ah! And he falls What a
this guy.
terrible person.
Oh, I love this guy.
What a jerk.
He
That
mi-
dude's a jerk.
He
with
might
a cold,
be a jerk.
He's got a cold, dead heart. If you don't like Toy Story 2 and 3,
I love
I'm
this guy.
sorry. I've watched those movies a million times because my boy is like in love with all
That's
the Toy
good
Story
stuff.
movies.
That is good
Toy Story
stuff.
2 and 3
Yeah.
are, especially Toy Story 2, is almost perfect movie. If you don't like those movies, you have a cold, dead heart.
Love how we have had a tangential discussion about something that we're going to probably do next week, and it has turned into a diatribe.
Why I feel the need to defend Toy Story 2 and 3.
2 and 3 from some guy she's never heard of before.
What I'm saying
On
is,
Rotten
if I saw
Tomatoes.
that guy, I would punch him in the face. That's all.
Oh, man.
I would totally fight him.
I would probably buy him a beer, but not listen to one word
I
he
wouldn't even
said.
buy him a beer. I would buy myself a beer and then throw it in his face.
All right, Sonia Mansfield.
I'm not sorry. I
is
would
there-
totally do it.
Anything else that you would like to say about the 2017 Oscars, 2016 Oscars, given out in 2017?
I would just say that I'm the big winner.
You're the winner.
I'm the winner, and I want you to admit it.
How many? I know. I freely admit you won. You won tonight.
I won fair and square.
You won fair and square, but holy cow! You
What
know,
a crazy show, though.
What a crazy show. What a crazy ending. You know what's amazing? Actually, this is the last thing I'm.
Okay.
It's not that they screwed up and had people come out and had to switch it. It's that they did it at the end.
Yeah.
It's that they did it with the biggest award of the whole year.
That's the big Hollywood ending, right?
You know what?
That's how it has to go.
Here's the thing. That is such a Hollywood spectacular
Right.
thing. I'm wondering what's going on here.
Yeah.
Not
I
like-
can't believe
not
that
like a
somebody would like whip out a gun and try to shoot him, and like Kevin Costner runs out, no, and like jumps in front of the bullet and saves the director of Moonlight.
I don't know where
Just-
I don't know where you're going with that, but
Oh, it's just like the movie The Bodyguard.
I thought
You didn't see The Bodyguard
Is-
with Kevin Costner?
I
and
did.
Whitney
I don't
Houston?
remember him.
Oh, she wins.
saving an
She wins like an Oscar, and she's up on the
Oh,
stage.
wow, really?
Yeah, and like
Oh,
and her
man.
crazy fan like tries to shoot her, and he's like, no, and he
Wow.
like saves her at the Oscars.
No, I don't remember that. All right, well, this has been your
See?
Bodyguard Minute. Brought to you
That's
by
our new reoccurring segment
the
where
Bodyguard.
Sonia's gonna talk about the Bodyguard,
The Bodyguard Minute. Brought to you
and
by
I will always love you.
I believe that children are our future.
That's not in the movie.
Teach them well and let them lead
You
the
should
way.
just let them lead the way.
Show them all the beauty that they have
Have
inside.
That's right. Yeah.
Give them a second chance.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did with Moonlight.
Yeah, and your heart will go on. Oh, aren't we just quoting song lyrics now? Oh, Smith's all red and upset.
This has been Maxwell's Silver Hammer. That one's for you, Dell. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we wrap this
I'll just
night
say
of train wrecks up?
just say goodbye.
Bye!
The Dorking Out Show is on Twitter at Dorking Out Show, where you can find Chris at Jet Jurgens and Sonia at The Sonia Show. You can read about Sonia's random adventures at thesoniashow.com and track the slow and creeping progress of Chris's novel and his other hijinks at jetjurgens.com. You can find out more about The Dorking Out Show at dorkingoutshow.com. While you're over there, you can support us by giving us a review on iTunes. We have a handy-dandy iTunes link to whisk you right back to 2007, where you can leave your review and 5-star rating in iTunes. We'd do it for your podcast. Want to dork out even more? Well, you can sign up for our newsletter, where you'll get all the headlines we use as fuel for the show. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening.